Welcome to the Taipei Bike Show, an annual highlight in the cycling year, and one we always look forward to, and one we've been attending here at GCN since 2016.
Unfortunately though, this year we can't just fly out due to the ongoing global pandemic.
But fear not, because we're here to meet your insatiable appetite for hot new bike tech.
And we've been in contact with the organisers and exhibitors here at the virtual Taipei Bike Show, so we can bring you the latest hot tech, all the cool innovations, and including the weird and wonderful stuff too.
Yeah, and we've invested in some top quality, like Industrial Light and Magic level, like special effects.
Yeah,
it's like we're here, isn't it? It's like it's like we're actually there. I'm sure you'll agree. Wow, this is amazing, incredible.
God, look at that over there. God.
Naturally, the organisers didn't want to create some kind of super spreader event, so they've decided, and this is brilliant, to put the Taipei Bike Show online. And the great thing about this is it means that you can attend it and look around all the different things that would have been on display there from the comfort of your own home, or wherever it is you do those things.
To help get you guys at home involved too, we're going to ask you to head on to the virtual Taipei Bike Show, pick out the latest bit and cool bit of hot tech that you think is the best thing you've seen, and then let us know about it in the comments section down below, because we're going to pick out the best one, and then you give you the chance to win some GCN merch.
Yeah, simply comment down below here, and then in the next GCN Tech Show, we'll announce what we think's the coolest one, and yeah, we'll give you some GCN merch. First up, we have a new e-bike hybrid from giant Taiwanese brand Giant. This is called the Explore E Plus 1 Pro, and it's designed to be a big sort of all-rounder. So it's hybrid sort of geometry. It's got suspension on the front with 60mm of travel, and also tyres that are suitable for on and off-road use as well. There's racks so that you can accommodate various sort of luggage and carrying various different objects. And also the coolest thing, I think, is this screen that's got integrated on the front. So that's all pretty standard e-bike stuff.
Yeah.
But the screen and the computer that's built onto the device is meant to sync with your smartphone so that you can get emails and messages and alerts on there, but also navigation. In my mind, this is a really neat idea. It's kind of like Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but for a bike.
Wow, that does sound really cool. It also features a sync drive motor that can deliver up to 80 Nm of torque in its highest setting, but in a more sort of eco-friendly setting. This bike has a claimed range of over 100 kilometres.
Yeah, and Yamaha makes those motors too.
Yeah, so it should be good.
Wow. Next up, we've got a new folding bike from Dahon. It's a Dahon well-established brand. They make a lot of folding bikes, a lot of e-bikes, a lot of urban bikes. And this is the Hit. And they've actually updated it for 2021 so that it can carry heavier riders, a wider range of weight riders.
Up to 137 kilograms rider weight this bike can support, and that's due to the redesigned seat tube area on the frame, as well as this smart sort of cable here, which acts as if it's a tube on the frame, offering additional support too.
Yeah, it's a neat design solution, that. Really impressed. So this cable doesn't actuate anything. There is no actual cable going through it that is attached to the gears or the brakes. But when the bike is folded out, this becomes structurally beneficial. Yeah, and it's under tension. Other features include a 6-speed drivetrain controlled by this grip shift lever on the handlebars, V-brakes, and it's, considerably much friendlier on your wallet than some other sort of well-known premium folding bikes.
Also, this bike now features a 10-year warranty as opposed to its previous 5-year warranty.
Nice.
Whoa. Next up, we've got the Dahon folding e-bike, the Unio E20.
Yeah, so if you want a folding bike, but you live somewhere hilly or you just want some assistance, then something like this could be a great solution. And there's some really sort of interesting design ideas on show here as well. Namely, this massive seat post here, which actually is so big because it contains the battery. And my favourite feature about this is that it means that if you get to your destination, whether that's work or whatever, you could lock the rest of the bike up outside or at your destination, and then simply open this massive quick release sort of toggle clamp, take the battery out, take it upstairs or whatever, charge it so that it's ready when you go on your next journey. I think it's cool. Nice compact drive unit underneath by the cranks, and also, nice little feature on this bike, when you fold it up nice and in half,
It's got these little magnetic closure system on it to keep it all in place nicely so it doesn't rattle around.
And a kickstand as well.
Oh, I love a kickstand.
I know you do.
This bike also features a digital display on the handlebars, which gives you all the crucial stats that you would need, similar to many other e-bike systems, as well as the settings which allow you to change the level of assistance that the motor offers when you're pedaling along.
Yeah, 7-speed gears on this one and V-brakes again.
God, the special effects have just gone through the roof.
Somehow we've ended up on the set of Bridgerton. Weird. Anyway, if the Giant Explorer is a little bit too heavy and perhaps too utilitarian for you, and the Dahon is, well, a little bit too foldable, then you might like this.
The Go-Go-Ro EO, and that is actually its name. And the manufacturer's done a great job with this bike, turning it into a cool-looking urban street cruiser.
Yes, but it's still an e-bike, but it's not that obvious. It's a very discreet looking e-bike, and the motor is actually just in the rear hub here, and it's claimed to weigh 11 kilos, has a range of 45 miles and very quick charge time, just 2.5 hours from 0 to well, full charge.
It's got a carbon gates belt drive as well.
Yeah, which is ideal for urban riding because, you know, low maintenance, so it's nice to see that it's been spec'd in that way, and also outboard bearings on the bottom bracket is good as well.
Very nice. I'll tell you what, I'm going to look at the absolute business riding this around the set of Bridgerton. See you in a bit.
It's quite nice, isn't it, with the no seat tube design? Quite unique looking.
Oh. Right, loads of good stuff around here. So much stuff.
Next, we have FSA full speed ahead. They've got a variety of new products that they're exhibiting at the virtual show. One of which that caught my eye is the Flowtron dropper post. Now, dropper posts, nothing new, but I think we're going to see increasing use of dropper posts on drop bar bikes. Not just gravel bikes, where they can be very, very useful on steep descents, but also because of the banning of the Super Tuck, I think we might start to see it more.
Become popular on road bikes, won't it?
Yes, and this is a post that can, in theory, do that because it's available in a wide range of diameters. So a lot of dropper posts are only available in wider seat post diameters for mountain bike use. Road bikes tend to have narrower round seat post
27.2 this is available in.
Yeah.
Comes in 2 different options of drops. So you've got 100mm drop and 125mm drop, so it's suitable for different applications as well.
Yeah, and it's not too heavy either. It just adds 500 grams total system weight. And crucially, there are levers available on the handlebar as well to operate it that are either drop bar specific or flat bar specific.
Right, we've headed over to a new area in the virtual Taipei Bike Show, and we've come across some really interesting new Vision wheels because Vision have invested heavily in some of their new wheel sets and have got a great new range.
Yeah, Vision clearly believes that the future of wheels is tubeless, and this has partly come about through their sponsorship of the EF Pro team, and they cite numerous victories that the team has achieved using specifically tubeless setups, such as the Tour of Colombia team time trial win. Now, the front wheel that they've got in their time trial wheel set is the 3S, which sort of stands for 3 spokes, I guess, because it is a tri-spoke front wheel. It's available in both rim and disc brake versions, but crucially, yeah, it's tubeless. And at the back, that's designed to be paired with their new disc wheel, the TFW. I actually saw a prototype of this very wheel at the Taipei Bike Show last year, so it's exciting to see that it's finally coming out. I quite fancy getting one on a time trial bike and trying it out, but it has that nice Techstream carbon finish to it, and it's available in rim or disc, and it's tubeless as well. But crucially, the width is quite wide on that internal diameter, which means it's, you know, optimized to sort of 25, 28 millimeter tyres. In the past, a lot of time trial discs have been very, very narrow.
I've seen a lot of manufacturers moving that way, aren't they? So wider tyres, wider wheels.
Yeah, it's certainly a wheel that looks like it's ticking a lot of the boxes. Gravel bikes. I mean, gravel is just growing and growing and going. And we've got an exciting product here. This is a new GVX gravel-specific fork from Suntour. But a lot of you are probably asking, what is a gravel fork? Well, Alex, enlighten us.
Well, this is a short travel fork, so think along the lines of what you would have had previously on a mountain bike, but sort of scale it down slightly for the more sort of suitable for the terrain that you might encounter on a gravel bike. It's available in 3 different ranges of travel, so you've got 40mm, 50mm and 60mm. The offset of the fork, so the angle of the steerer tube in relation to the lowers, does vary with the travel, is air sprung, which means there isn't actually a physical spring inside of this fork, so the air pressure is what creates the resistance for you to push against. It's got adjustable damping, which controls the rate that the fork returns at, and it's kind of just a great option if you're going to ride on slightly more extreme terrain that you want a little bit of a road absorption on. You don't want to feel all the bumps all of the time.
Yeah, and also the fact that it's got a lockout is key, because that enables when you're on tarmac or a smooth surface, you lock it out and you're not wasting energy.
Yeah.
And that other key feature is just the geometry is different compared to what you get on a mountain bike. So the angle of the steerer tube relative to the angle to the rest of it.
Yeah, it's designed specifically for the geometry that would match up on gravel bikes, and even actually suitable for e-gravel bikes as well. There you go.
Now, it wouldn't be the Taipei Bike Show without the masters of gadgets to peak, and they've delivered. They've got some really cool stuff on display virtually this year, starting with their tubey head technology, which is a special pump head attachment that goes onto, well, like a track pump. It's actually featured on their new pump, which is the Joe Blow Tubey 2-stage floor pump. Now, it's a bit of a tongue twister.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Now, the clever thing about this, and I think this is brilliant, is that it's a clear head on the pump.
Transparent plastic.
Yes,
yeah.
which allows you to see what's happening on the inside. And this is crucial because when you attach the pump onto your valve, you can actually then insert an attachment which removes the valve core. Why do you need to do this? Well, a lot of the problem comes when trying to set up tubeless tyres is that because the valve core's in place, you just can't get that air in quick enough and efficiently enough to seat the tyre. So they've devised a way to eliminate this problem, which I think is ingenious. It removes the valve core, holds it in place, gets all that air in, seats your tyre, and then without having to remove the pump head and lose pressure, it can install, the pump head can reinstall the valve core back in, then you remove it. Job's a good one.
The number of times I've been fighting with tubeless tyres, I just wish this was about sooner.
Yeah, that's a clever idea. I
was blown away when I saw this. I was a bit confused to start with.
Joe blown away.
Joe blown away.
Well.
Yeah. So the Joe Blow Tubey 2-stage floor pump has fantastic 2-stage design to it, meaning to start with, it uses a high volume system so you get as much air into the tyre as possible, and then it switches across into the high pressure setting so that you basically just pump your tyres up in a far more efficient way than what you would have otherwise done.
Yeah, I'm really keen to see how that would transpire on a tubeless tyre. They also have their Tubey Master, which is kind of like, if you're James Bond and you like riding tubeless setups, this is kind of like a gadget that Q Branch would issue you. So it's a really neat little self-contained package that has everything that you would, in theory, need to fix a tubeless puncture. So it's got a CO2 canister on there, CO2 inflator, a little cutting saw so that you can
put your tyre plugs in.
Cut things, tyre plugs, and a tyre plug insertion tool on there as well. And it all just fits together into this nice self-contained, very neat unit. That
Smart looking, isn't it?
Yeah, you can strap it onto your seat post or other parts of your bike.
Bike vault worthy? Yeah.
Yeah, on the right bike, yeah. The other thing that caught my eye from Taipei is this. It's called the Prep Stand E-Up, which I think is E-Up, but I just quite like saying it as E-Up. And the idea here is that it is a work stand, but it has a mechanical assistance of up to 17 kilograms of lift to get the bike to a working height. And the idea is that this is for e-bikes or just road bikes if you're really weak. Like
or even if you're just working on your bikes a lot and you feel like you regularly lift them, it could save you straining your back.
Yeah, e-bikes, regularly now coming in at over 20 kilos can be quite heavy to lift up for some people. So this is a solution for that. Next, we've got a cool little gadget that we've come across. It's from a company called Bone, which you may not be familiar with, but they're an industrial design company founded in 2005. They've actually won quite a lot of awards since then, pretty prestigious ones as well. And they've just won an award this year, for, an innovation award at the Taipei Bike Show 2021. So this is the product. What is it?
It is a smartphone holder that you can attach onto your bike. Suitable for everyone that wants to use their smartphone for recording their activities or using the mapping feature. And it's pretty universal fit, so it's got this rubber system where it can fit a variety of different smartphones, as well as a variety of different bikes, and I suppose you could mount this onto your stem or your handlebars, be it horizontally or vertically.
This kind of tech does have a real market, especially amongst urban cyclists or just people who don't want to buy a second additional dedicated bike computer because they have an expensive smartphone, and well, smartphones are more powerful than any bike computer out there, and they're incredibly capable, particularly for navigation in urban environments. So that one is universal for all smartphones. This one's a slightly different design in that it has an integrated sort of optional use Garmin mount on the bit that attaches onto your phone. So if you've got a Garmin mount on your bike, you can twist lock this mount with your phone in it into the Garmin mount. Cool if you've got an out front one and you want it, further out.
Smart.
Yeah. And finally, do you love the idea of indoor training, but none of the current apps available take your fancy, or maybe you're just bored of them?
Well, maybe Wizoo could be for you.
Yes, this is a new virtual reality indoor training platform that we've not seen or heard of before, but it allows you to ride in a virtual world, but also recreate real climbs and reality in the virtual world as well.
The structural workouts on there too, as well as all the sort of usual features that you'd expect with online training platforms. You can analyse all of your different cycling data, and it has the ability to test and examine your functional threshold power.
And my favourite feature is that you can customise and create your own unique avatar, although I am rather disturbed at the lengths of socks on display on their website.
Definitely not UCI legal. Equally, it has in-game racing too, meaning that you can race all sorts of different cyclists from all over the world, as you can on lots of other platforms.
Yes, and I'm going to just read a quote off their website, which says, you can compete with all the cyclists in the cycling events. Multiple cyclists can participate worldwide, and you can begin your career path and get a priceless trophy. Not a priceless trophy?
I'd love a priceless trophy.
Well, and this is a quote.
Yeah.
It's the best chance to name yourself a gold medal or KOM award.
I don't get any of those anymore. So.
KOM awards, gold medals that you've named yourself, priceless trophies.
Where does the fun end?
Oh, sounds amazing. I hope you've enjoyed our virtual and eclectic look at the hot new tech at the virtual Taipei Bike Show. But there's so much there. I mean, we really have only just covered the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, make sure you check out the virtual Taipei Bike Show yourself, and don't forget to pick out the greatest bit of tech that you come across and let us know about it in the comments section down below so that we can pick out a winner, and hopefully you can get yourself some cool GCN merch.
Yeah, we'll announce on the next GCN Tech Show, not this week's, next week's, and yeah, we'll pick a winner. Where should we go now? I mean, 101 Tower, should we go there?
Yeah, maybe head out for dinner as well.
There's some cracking markets in Taipei. We'll get you some stinky tofu. You had that before?
No, but it sounds great.
Snacks of the week.